Hi guys. The negativity around the crypto space, the basically, um, the amount of um, lost hope. Let's put it this way. It's probably at very huge level at the moment, and the amount of extreme fear and so on and so forth. And people think that crypto is just gonna go away, or it's gonna drop down to zero, or we're going to go to 20K, meaning Bitcoin, and it's gonna take the market down as well. Even because no one knows if we drop down to 20K, um, I am going to still remain bullish on crypto, at least for now. Um, I'll explain why, and I'll explain why I think we are not going to go down to 20K, and I'll explain, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. Um, I don't have any kind of like crystal ball or anything. I only have data. I have smart people which I follow. I pay for information and so on and so forth. But no one knows. No one on the planet knows for 100% what's going to happen tomorrow. It can be a meteorite or whatever hitting the earth, and we can all just disappear. So I don't really know 100%, but I can give my best guess, and I think it's gonna be pretty accurate. And I'm very confident in my knowledge, in my research. And even if I was surprised that we dropped down, and I was not expecting it to drop down so low, I guess the leverage was one main reason, and the fear of the uncertain future was another one, because more and more new people are getting into the space, and they don't understand what they are doing. They don't understand what crypto is, and the smallest uh, uncertainty that comes around, it just shakes everyone out, and the whole space just dumps. uh, but yeah, mainly I want to cover why do I think that we are not going further down, and why do I think not only that we're not going further down, but I'm very convinced that this year we are going to have the biggest year which crypto has seen so far, and potentially even the biggest year um, which crypto is gonna see at all ever. Uh, and the main reason is I think we are very close to the tipping point where more like most of the people are gonna start getting the idea behind crypto. Because you have to keep in mind, because I speak with a lot of people, most of the people haven't even started to ask questions about crypto, like real questions, like sit down and have a proper talk with someone who knows, or not even like sit down and watch videos or whatever. They don't understand the tech, they don't understand the benefits of it, and so on and so forth. So to start with, I'm gonna explain why do I think that Bitcoin and the space is not going a lot further down than where we are now. Um, it's very simple, and I'm gonna start with why did we even drop to where we are now. I firmly believe that the main reason we dropped so low can be divided into two separate reasons, two separate main reasons combined um, led us to where we are now. The first reason was um, so basically the first reason to even get to the highs was hyperinflation and inflation and fears of it, and disrupted supply chains, which led to the inflation and loads of money printing. So when the disruptions of the supply chain got a bit like less severe, when the money printing started dropping down, and when the virus which affected the market negatively started even like a second and third and a fourth wave and so on and so forth, and when people panicked from like the two main reasons I said I'm gonna say which are the two main. So two main reasons are the interest rate hikes which got announced, and I'm gonna explain why, and the fears in the last few months which were increasing, especially the last like a month and a half, and up to very recently we had like peak of massive fear that we're gonna end up with new lockdowns, and we almost did, and so on and so forth. So to touch on the interest rate thing, why do I think the announcement of interest hikes all over the planet from the central banks influenced the stock market and the crypto market as well? Well, it's very simple, because you've got basically debt cycles which go like monetary printing, let's put it this way, and very low interest rates, and then you've got high inflation, then you start dropping raising the interest rates again, and you lower the amount of printing till you get down to hopefully to zero. But when you are lowering the amount of money printed to control the inflation, which was caused by the money printing and low interest rates. So basically, when the interest rate is low, you're incentivized to, and it was almost near the zero. So people were incentivized to borrow money for whatever reasons, to invest, to spend, overspend, and to grow your business, to buy back your shares of your company, and so on and so forth. So for a long time, central banks and mainstream media and all the financial experts were trying to convince us that we're not gonna see inflation. I was warning that we're gonna see it, and it's gonna be bad, and it's gonna be very bad. Nobody listened. I had no like major even exposure on the social medias and in YouTube and so on and so forth. I've tried friends, family, co-workers, and so on and so forth. Again, nobody listened. No one understands it. Like in completely. And then it was like they started saying, well, there is inflation, but it's not that bad, and we're in control. And they said then, well, the inflation keeps rising. We're still in control. It's gonna be transitory inflation. It's gonna be for a while and then it's gonna go away. And now they're panicking because it's not going away and it keeps rising to record highs. So they are forced to undo what they did, and they tried to prolong it as much as they could, but they're forced now to start raising interest rates and to start to stop printing money slowly, gradually, which is obviously going to crash the markets a bit, and it already did. It might crash them a bit more, but I really think that most of the time when the info goes out, unless it changes, markets are pricing it in almost instantly, or even prior to that, even in expectation to it happening, because people want to be first to go out from any market before the crashing even starts. So that's why we had such a rush for smart money, for big money to go out of any kind of markets, and that's why we've dropped to where we have dropped now. Because we are at least recovering, like supply chain wise, a bit. The virus is going away and the production is going as normal as usual, kind of considerably, because people can go work now freely, even with measures to keep apart and things like that, or masks. But people are back to work. So because of all these factors, then we don't need so much printing, and we don't need such a low level of interest. The only problem is because the debt is so much now because of the virus and people and companies borrowing to just go through the pain. Even if we don't need low interest rates because things are going back to normal and you're getting a normal salary again and so on and so forth, you still need to slowly repay your debt. And if the interest rate goes up, no matter if you're a company or a person, and no matter how much productivity you've got, the prices are going up. So you're struggling to pay for the same goods you paid before, you're paying more. Rents, like any kind of services, bills, etc., etc. And then the interest rates obviously doesn't help as well. But at the same time, you've got wages going up a bit, which kind of compensates that, at least temporarily, because then that's gonna get reflected into the service sector and into the product sector, into any sector again. And it's gonna end up as a never escaping raising inflation, in my opinion. And at the same time, all these reasons which I mentioned are pushing down the markets, but at the same time they remain unnoticed in regards to the crypto space. People seems to not be pricing that into the price of crypto, especially now after the drop. So things need to get rebalanced again here. Like, crypto is supposed to be a hedge against the inflation,